Welcome to the HR Happy Hour Work Break. You're here with Trish and Steve. Hey, Steve Bose.
Hey, Trish McFarland. How's your day today?
It's been good and long and busy, which is good, but I'm ready for a break. Absolutely ready for it. Do you want to know what I'm having for my break? Well, I'm actually having, I guess, after my break, because I'm not going to eat now. Have you tried Belvita? We need them to be a sponsor.
Sure.
I'll hold it closer. Belvita Bites. These are toasted coconut flavored. And they're not incredibly unhealthy. They're considered breakfast biscuits.
They might consider using that as a tagline for that product. Not incredibly unhealthy. That might sell a lot of Belvita.
Right? No, it's funny because my grandpa, he did not eat toasted coconut. He ate the plain ones. But anyway, so every time
hardcore.
I feel like I'm old if I'm eating them, but they're so good. So, and they do feel a little bit healthy. So, how are you?
I'm good. Yeah, it's been a good day, busy day. A lot of things going on. Another great summer day here in North Carolina, where summer has not ended. It's probably 82 or 84 degrees and the sun is shining, which we got to love here. Absolutely. I had a crazy day, though, a little bit. I had a real crazy episode earlier in the day.
What's that? What happened?
I machine washed something that had a dry clean only tag on it.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
And how did that turn out?
I don't know.
Just don't dry it. Don't dry it.
So it's that kind of thing. I'm just... Because I felt like don't you feel like we blow off everything in our lives? We don't follow the rules. Everybody drives over the speed limit. You fudge your expenses now and again. You tell your kid some bullshit reason why they can't do something. You make that up. But that dry clean only sign, we cling to that. That's the gospel. Don't violate that edict.
It's because, some fabrics just can't take it. But you know what? You can do it at home. You just have to buy Dryel or one of those that you do in your own dryer, where it's a wet sheet, and do it that way. But anyway, well, that's okay. What article of clothing was it? Can we ask?
It was kind of a suede smoking robe thing I wear around the house. Kind of.
Are you lying?
In my private time. No, I'm not lying. Why would I lie about something like that?
You wear a suede and silk robe around your house.
Yeah, it's got silk on the lapels, like the trim.
Oh my gosh.
Lovely.
Like Hugh Hefner? Are you like Hugh Hefner?
He might have copied my style on that. Like I said, I just wear it around in the mornings, typically over coffee. It's good for that.
Oh my gosh. Oh, you are so funny. Someday I need this. I don't know about anybody else, but you make me laugh.
So can I bring up one other thing then? If we're going to do Steve's failed stand-up comedy routine today, because I have a few items I've been workshopping. Yeah, it's not really funny at all. So our friend Holger Mueller, right? Holger, fellow analyst, great guy. I think he watches the show occasionally anyway, because he tweets about it. So hopefully he'll see this. Holger's a German fellow. And one of the interesting things about German, the language, right, is they have a lot of super long words, like they call them compound words, that have 20, 25, 30 letters long, right, that stand for something really complex, like that in English would not be like a single word. So there's like a 27 letter long German word that means, say, I wrote this down, a company that provides auto insurance, right? That's like a sentence we would say in English. In German, that's a single word, right? And it's really, really long.
Yes, I had no idea.
Thinking we need some of those kinds of words in English.
Okay.
Right. And here's the one I want a word for. Maybe we can make it up, or the listeners can make it up. We need an English word that means this: a period of moderate weather whereby one can manage the temperature in their home without running air conditioner nor heat, which is how it's been here for about 6 weeks. I've turned the heat off and the air conditioning here in North Carolina, and I've probably run it out about 6 weeks without using either of them and just managing it through my windows. We need a word for that, because that's a miracle of the calendar, I think, when you don't need the heat and you don't need the air conditioner. But there's no good word for that.
Heaven. That would be heaven. Here in the Midwest, I don't think we get that, because, for example, yesterday's high was, I believe, 54 here. So of course you have to have the heat on. And now today it is in the 80s. So
80s today. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it wasn't even like I can open the windows because I debated. No, it's you have to go all the way back to air conditioning. So that's interesting. Okay, well, we'll have to think about a word, or maybe a listener will have a word for that type of weather.
Yeah, that would be really cool. I would like that.
Yeah, it needs to be some complex word, though. I get it.
Right. Rather than have to spend time explaining it, if there were one word that boom summed it up, like many of these long German words do, I think that'd be very efficient. So shout out to the Germans.
Yeah, to Holger. Yeah, well, that's good. Very good. All right. Well,
I got one more.
Yeah. What else is going on?
Do you know the song "Don't Fear the Reaper," Trish? Do you know that song?
Blue
Oyster Cult, "Don't Fear the Reaper."
My favorite song.
I was listening to that last night, late. It was kind of dark by myself. Just had a little "Don't Fear the Reaper" on, and I actually really listened closely to the words. And you know what I discovered? You say, what did you discover?
I'm waiting. I thought you were just gonna like.
No. This is a conversation.
What did you discover?
I discovered upon closer listening to the song and the lyrics that song actually makes me fear the Reaper quite a bit. So really? That song is actually a failure if you think about it.
Okay. You know what? Don't you think that's how it is for a lot of things? If they tell you don't do whatever, all you want to do is what they're telling you not to do.
Yeah, crazy.
Really? Okay. All right. Very good.
So I did something fun today. Can we talk about work for 1 second?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. And there's a connection back to our HR Happy Hour show that we did. So I watched a webinar today from our friends at Oracle. Emily He kind of moderated it. It wasn't even really a webinar. It was more of an interview with one of their customers. And the customer, I wrote this down, was Deutsche Post DHL Group, right? Okay. Huge. This is a German show, I guess. We're back to Germany here.
Germany today.
They're a huge German organization that comprised of two separate organizations, Deutsche Post, right, which is essentially the post office, right, over there in Germany, and DHL, right, the delivery company. And then it hit me as I was watching this webinar that we had Regine Butner, who's the head of HR for the DHL Express side of the company, on the HR Happy Hour show not that long ago. So I didn't even realize that they were doing this big technical Oracle HCM transformation at the same time. So we didn't actually talk about that when we had Regine on the show. But it's super interesting. And when you add those two, we were blown away when we talked to Regine, and they had like 350,000 employees or something like that. When you add on the Deutsche Post side of it, that's another 160 or 180,000 employees. This is like a 550,000 employee organization doing this massive HR systems consolidation. And the gentleman, I don't have his name written down, but the gentleman who was on the interview with Emily was, one of the folks over at DPDHL, kind of running that project. Super interesting. And so I thought it was cool that we were talking to them about how they're a great place to work, super innovative, and kind of managing through the pandemic, keeping the employees safe. And, it was kind of cool to learn that they also work with our friends at Oracle. So I thought that was pretty cool today.
No, that's good. And I'll tell you what, I can't imagine being the person that's in charge of a transformation like that. Can you? I mean, I feel like I wouldn't sleep with it. 500,000
employees. Can you imagine?
Right. Even with Oracle, who obviously great product. I mean, we love the product, but yeah, that's just daunting for anyone, I think. And I'm sure this is probably a huge team of people who work there, who do nothing but that as their job. So
no, that's not a 2 or 3 person job. That's for sure.
No, it's not. That's good though. You know what? It'd be interesting to hear how it turned out and really just keep following up on it. So maybe future episode there.
Yeah.
No, that's great. Well, good stuff. Well, listen, it sounds like you've had a little bit of fun or a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, I'd love some feedback on some of the stand-up material as well. I'm working on it.
It made me laugh. So that's there.
Right. Well, that's good.
Hopefully the listeners got a little laugh too. So
I'm actively developing a backup plan.
You crack me up. You definitely
Thank you very much.
You lighten my mood at the end of my workday. So.
All right. Well, we'll take it. Thank you.
All right. Listen, everyone, thanks for listening. As always, please continue with your comments and any suggestions you have for us. And we'd love to hear from you. We'll talk to you tomorrow.